Some men are sleeping in right now. Other men are out there getting after it, preparing for war by going to war with weaker versions of themselves. Which one are you? Which one are you? Are you ready to meet with your adversary on the battlefield? Have you met with the adversary within in order to prepare yourself for the battle of life? It has nothing to do with your industry. It has everything to do with becoming better by fighting weaker versions of yourself on a daily basis. You know, I think God gives strength. You know, like I shouldn't be here, and I think if we all look back far enough in our past, we find the same thing, man. Like there's something that's gotten us here. You know, I've tried to do so much by my own strength. And at the end of the day, I'm not here because of how awesome I am or how strong I was. You know, I'm here just by the grace of God. And I'm not gonna let that grace be in vain, you know? Just the miracle of this life existing on this rock, going thousands of miles per hour through space with oxygen trapped in a little bubble for us to breathe. I think the biggest sin is letting this life, letting the grace be in vain. You know, I was on a podcast yesterday. We talked about my experience of when my near-death experience or when I got blown up in Iraq. And I think the advantage of having that experience and feeling what it felt like to die, possibly, is I know how I'm gonna feel if I am conscious the few moments before I go into that next dimension. And I felt the deepest sorrow and regret I ever felt in my entire life on that day, because I hadn't lived with any deliberation, with any purpose. I swore never to let myself feel that again. And I share these things with you so you can make sure you don't feel that feeling. It's horrible. Every day, filing those teeth down a little bit more, get them a little bit sharper, you know. Every single day, sharpening that edge. You know, someone might be like, for what? You know, I don't know. To live the best life I can, to make the highest quality contributions I can. You know what I mean? What is it you really want in life? You think you're really gonna get that? You know? You think it's gonna come to you? It's gonna be a war. And your mom's gonna love you whether you win or lose. You know what I mean? But in the end, the only thing that matters is what we can achieve. You know? So you're never gonna be anything or get anything that's really valuable to you if you don't learn how to fight with yourself. Compete with the self of yesterday. If you can, escape with me to the place where you have achieved these things. You know, think about the place where you'll be when your loved ones and everyone who said you couldn't do it and people that don't even know you are telling you, thank you for doing what you did. You've changed my life. You've positively impacted me on this journey. When you're living your life the way you want to be living it, and it's based on the contribution that you made, that people find valuable enough, by the grace of God, that you don't realize is that's not even the payoff. The real payoff comes when you just find the thing that you love and you can pour yourself into it. And as you pour yourself into it, it feeds your soul, because it's what God created you to do. And this way you learn that the journey, that's the greatest gift, is the fact that the journey becomes enjoyable so you can live a beautiful, rewarding, fulfilling life on the way to your destination or your destiny. No matter how hard it gets. That's the real gift. The real gift is the journey. And after a while of working on this, and this, you start to just realize that after you've been on that journey of becoming better in here, and in here, you start to realize that your physical body, the way you walk around is the weakest version of you. Someone might see me and be like, that dude looks like he's stronger than I am. The years of struggling to become this person, the years of facing fears in 850,000 directions more than just in the weight room, the years of figure it out, of ingenuity, of pulling down supernatural. That stuff is the stuff that makes people who are truly on their path of getting better really dangerous. They face lions and tigers and bears and dragons, all in an effort to get strong enough to have the tools necessary to manifest true value that serves in this life, So you see someone on the path, the comfort you have, the comfort I have when I look in the mirror is that this physical body is the weakest version of me. This is the most vulnerable version of me. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between strength and power. I thank God I learned that as a young man. Underneath the Eiffel Tower, ordering some food in France that was way too expensive. There's a difference between strength and power. The thing you've got to keep in mind is your physical strength, it only exists where you're at. Power is something that can exist many places all at the same time. Power is where the freedom is. Power and influence. Strength is physical. Power is energetic. It's influential. Wise men wonder while strong men die. And getting that epiphany as a young man set me on another course to invest in my heart, my mind, the way I invested in my body during the first part of my life. Last thing I'll say before I shut this down, because I gotta go in, is I know we've been trained as peasants not to seek power, but the truth is you need power in order to do anything meaningful for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, for the world. Power is like a gun. It's a tool. That's it. If you have power, you can use it for good. You can use it for the kingdom. By the grace of God, the only thing necessary for evil to thrive is for good men to do nothing. Learning to become formidable, powerful, is integral to the positive balance of our world. We need more powerful, formidable, good people. We all have our reasons for why we're in bed and why we're sleeping. But ultimately, what makes failure worth it? What's the price of not reaching your destiny? You know what I mean? What's the price? No matter what the reason is, Oh, well, someone else did me wrong or whatever. Oh, that's your reason. That makes it okay to fail. Nothing makes it okay to fail because your life just sucks. Your life just still sucks. There's nothing that makes it okay in this life. It's either victory or capture. There's nothing in between. You're either operating in a place of faith or you're operating from a place of fear. I don't know. This is the game.